All right, everybody, it is 8 o'clock and we are going to get this party started. We're going to get this stuff going. I'm actually really excited about our topic tonight. And I know that we might have covered this topic just a little bit in the past. If you've been on the fast track with me, I might have hinted a little bit at the prospect of mixing majors within MA Web Centers and within Market America's, exclusive branded products. And I do that because I mentioned it in on the fast track. Our fast track webinars for Monday night webinars, which are over now, were about 30 minutes, and we would try to expand our possibilities list because when you're working on a fast track and you're part of an accountability group like we were, you run out of prospects really fast, and you start to go, geez, I built my names list and I've reached out to all of the people on my names list, and now I feel kind of at a loss. I feel stuck with finding new website prospects. And so I started just kind of thinking, how can we leverage our team a little bit more? And that's kind of where this concept of mixing majors comes into play. And we do it all the time anyway. It was just kind of giving it a label and coming up with a protocol and just really being aware of how profitable and how helpful it can be to leverage each other within our own Market America business to send business each other's way. Because the fact of the matter is this: BV is BV, right? And so if we're, recommending our website clients to other people in our organization to try out products, or vice versa, where they have professional clients that might be great prospects for us, it's all a win-win situation. It all just results in a really great organization that's moving volume, and that our clients and our customers, that we have really great rapport with them, and we're building share of customer there. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is a couple of things. We're going to be talking about three major things. We're going to talk about identifying website possibilities within other MA branded products and services. So, what I mean by that is I'm going to take you through pretty much all of the different kinds of products and services that we offer, and all of the professional prospects that exist as possible consumers of those products. And when we identify that there's a possibility there, we're going to talk about how do we leverage that possibility. So how do we leverage other business partners in our organization to make the connection, right? To make the referral, to give us website leads, right? If you have a motives consultant that's working with a salon or a spa or some other small to medium-sized business, how might that motives consultant be able to sell that salon a website? Well, they can do that in two different ways, and we'll go through that a little bit later. Then we're going to talk about a third topic, which is how do it's all about give and receive, right? You don't want to just teach people in your group how to give you website leads, because that will only go so far. You want to talk about how you can then build share of customer with your website clients by also really just leveraging the simple sales solution and edifying your business partners to get them in front of other products. So I know that sounds like a mouthful, and it sounds maybe a little bit overwhelming right now, but it's not going to be overwhelming, I promise. It's going to be very crystal clear by the end of today, and I feel like we're all going to find that we have a lot more website possibilities than we even realized. So just a few quick reminders before we actually dive into the presentation. First, this is a bi-monthly webinar, and we'll be talking about different topics each week. You might notice that a topic maybe gets repeated, but the content will be different, or the examples will be different, or whatever. For the most part, every single week has been a brand new topic with just a few topics that we're repeating. The topics that we cover for the day of the webinar are always announced the day of via our WebCenter page on Facebook. Okay. During the webinar, if you have any questions that come up, you can send us a question using the question box. And at the very end of the webinar, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all of your questions are answered, and I'll answer them out loud so everybody can hear what the questions were, and they can hear the response. The webinars are recorded and they're uploaded to mawc411.com on the date of a live webinar. So after tonight's webinar, I'm going to go ahead and upload the previous webinar. The last webinar, we had some issues with GoToWebinar was very glitchy. Well, first we had internet issues, and when we finally got GoToWebinar to launch, for some reason it wasn't showing the screen, even though my admin panel was showing that it was showing the screen. So I did go ahead and upload the PDF right away. All right, so that's how this works. And so thank you for joining, and let's just go ahead and dive into this. So how does it all fit together? Well, let's just talk about a couple of things to kind of, lay the foundation. As a shop.com business owner, you and I, we have access to all kinds of exclusive branded products, right? We have a health and nutrition store. We have a weight loss management store. We have a cosmetics and personal care line. We have so many lines of products that are available to us at wholesale. Right? In addition to that, we have thousands of partner stores like your Targets, your Walmarts, your Best Buys, Shop Direct or Tiger Direct. All of those companies are partnered with us, and so sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? We use all of our products. That's just business 101. And we absolutely, no matter what you're specializing in or minoring in, you should always be your best customer. You should always be taking advantage of the shopping annuity to the best of your ability, and you should always be buying from yourself before you buy from anybody else, right? But we can't necessarily become experts in selling everything that we have. Because if you do that, then you run the risk of being branded, the jack of all trades, master of none, right? You can't necessarily walk into a website client or a website prospect and sell them a website for their restaurant, and then in the same breath try to sell them, a lip gloss. Sometimes that kind of doesn't translate very well, and it makes you kind of look a little bit. Not that it's unprofessional. It's just a confusing thing. You never walk into a salon and have them sell you a sandwich, right? So people aren't really used to being sold that way. So what we want to do is we want to choose a major, and we want to specialize in some area of products. And as WebCenter owners, we've chosen to put some focus in learning how to leverage the WebCenter program. Well, what about our organization, right? We're unfranchised owners first, and our organization is built up not just of web center owners, but we have the benefit of diversity, right? We can expand distribution with multiple business partners that each specialize in different areas. If you have the perfect organization, your organization looks like you, and then on your left and your right, you have people that specialize in everything, right? So that what happens is you have a very diverse business. You have a business that can offer anything. And what's really, really great about that is once you can build something up like that, or once you can at least build a network of people you feel comfortable working with, and you get to refer business to each other, and everybody wins, because in our business we share in BV 100%. It flows up 100%, right? So that's where this all fits together. So what are some ways that we can create possibilities for products, right? Number one, like I said, we're our best customer. We use our own products and service. That's just bar none. That's business 101. If you own a Kmart, you don't shop at Walmart, and that's just how it goes, right? Number two, we can recommend other products that we have to people that we know as a referral. So for example, I was just away for a 3-day little getaway with my friends and fellow dance teachers at the dance studio that I work at. And we were all getting ready to go out for dinner on Saturday night, and I was getting all ready, and two of the girls were like, I'm so sick of my bare minerals. I feel like my skin is always plugged, and they keep, they have this whole ploy that they're natural, but I just feel like my skin's not reacting well to it. I don't know what the problem is. And here I am getting ready, and I'm getting totally dolled up, and everything that goes on my face is this brand, and it's Motives. You and I know about Motives, and they're like, what is Motives? I'm like, well, this is a great line. It's mineral based makeup, and I have extremely sensitive skin. I can't even wear certain sunblocks without breaking out or getting a red rash or reaction. So I said, this is really the first line of makeup I've ever been able to wear. And my skin loves it, and my skin is clear, and it's just awesome. They're like, really? So they start trying it on, and long story short is, they left and they had ordered products. Now, I didn't, claim to be a Motives consultant, because I'm not one, or a makeup expert by any stretch of the imagination, because I'm not one. I even just started wearing makeup just a few years ago. But all I did was I made a simple referral. That's one way we can create possibilities for products to be moved in our business, right? Another thing that we can do to move product is to leverage our business partners with different specialties to create more website possibilities, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about. And then finally, we can build share of customer with our website clients by leveraging those same business partners with different specialties. And before we do anything, let's go ahead and lay out the groundwork, because I want you to start thinking about where those website possibilities exist within our other brands. Okay, because before we can even talk about how to leverage our business partners and how to get referrals and how to give referrals to our business partners, we need to understand where those possibilities lie, right? So as I'm going to go through the different possibilities that are present within the other specialties, I want you to be thinking about two things. I want you to be thinking about, number one, yourself as a consumer. Do you do business with any of the industries that I'm going to list? Okay, so if I say restaurant, I want you to be thinking in your head, where do I go out to eat? What are my favorite restaurants? Where am I a consumer of a restaurant, right? And number two, I want you to think about any of the business partners within your organization, your Market America organization, that specialize in that area that you might be able to work with. So when we get to the motive slide, I want you to think about all of the different places that we list that you actually are a consumer of. And I want you to think of any of the people or any of your prospects for business partners that you're working with that you might be able to give referrals and get referrals from. All right, so let's start with MA Capital Resources. All right, MA Capital is our financial services product. It's the quickest calculation to zero. And I'm not going to give a whole lot of information on all of the products because that's not the point of this webinar. But what you should know is that, when we go, before we say anything else, actually, I want to just do a little disclaimer. Every one of the product lines that we sell can and should be sold one-to-one, like the story I shared with you about my weekend in Vermont with my friends, right? What I'm going to be focusing on tonight is the professional and small to medium-sized business prospects that exist within these product lines, okay? So just because I'm going to list a bunch of small businesses that might be consumers of these products, that doesn't mean that you can't, recommend this product to a friend, a neighbor, a colleague, or any other prospect. I'm only focusing on the small to medium-sized businesses that are prospects of these products because I want to give you possibilities to sell more websites. All right, so that's just a little disclaimer. So small to medium-sized businesses or professional prospects of MA Capital Resources include and are not limited to real estate agents, right? Bankers, financial advisors or financial planners, bankruptcy or debt attorneys or debt consolidators, right? You guys, oh my goodness. We actually have a website client that we met with today, and their whole slogan used to be debt free in MA, and now their slogan is Eric Saves Homes. And he does that because he works with people that are close to losing their homes because they've mismanaged their finances. So actually, when we went to meet with him today about he's actually going to buy another design package for his existing website that he has with us. We went ahead and we did exactly what I'm going to share with you later, and we recommended that he take a look at MA Capital Resources as a solution or a product that he could get some of his clients, to take a look at, because this is a product that could help his clientele. This product would be an asset to his business as a bankruptcy and debt attorney, right? And the same thing is true for real estate or mortgage brokers or anybody like that, because these are products that they could sell easily or could be a really great addition to the services that they do in their business already. So you can see where the possibilities for websites would lie here, right? The second one, Conquer Entertainment. If you're interested in Conquer, if you know anybody in your organization that's interested in Conquer, they're dealing with website possibilities every single day. The only thing is they're dealing with these website possibilities on a different level. They're not talking about websites, they're talking about entertainment, and they're talking about what they specialize in, right? But what about all of the artists that they talk to? Do they need a website? What about the artist managers? Do they need a website? Or recording studios, right? One of the best things about Conquer Entertainment is that it's an unlabel, right? And so they get to control everything, and they might be renting space from a recording studio to get a professional CD together or album together. Actually, a really great example is one of my friends just recorded an album in New York City, and they did it at a professional recording studio, which that contracts out both to labels and also to independent artists. And their website hadn't been updated in a while. Actually, it wasn't updated to reflect all of the new rooms that they had. And so that's a really great possibility for me to talk to my friend. Oh, really? So the studio you recorded at needs a website update. Hey, would you throw in a good word for me? Right? Well, when you're thinking about the the CADs in your organization, the certified artist development distributors that you have, how many of them are dealing with these people on some sort of level, either on a one-to-one level, or through the artists that are on their own label, production companies, choreographers, videographers, venues. Think of all of the restaurants and bars and theaters that are booked. How are those websites doing? Is there an opportunity there? Is there a need there for a better website solution? Artist marketing companies. My cousin just hired a social media company, and what they do is they set up his tweets and his Facebook stuff and his blogs in advance, and they send him literally like a chart of all of these things a week in advance, and then he just has to look through it, and anything that he wants to not go out, he just crosses off, and then all of his tweets and social media is taken care of for the week. And he just adds his own personal stuff as he feels like it, but at least he knows he has a very active social media presence in all these areas. They didn't have a website because they focused so heavily on social media. They didn't have a website. It was crazy. Great opportunity there. What about writers, right? Conquer Entertainment. You never know. Energy products. Think about all of the bars that you know, or dance studios, or organizations like community organizations, offices. You guys, one of our distributors actually became a distributor because he was buying cases of Mocha Tonics for his law firm. He has a law firm, and he had all of this staff, and he found that he loved Mocha Tonic, so he got rid of all of the coffee and he started ordering mocha by the caseload because he just wanted to have that for his staff. Right? Really great opportunity there. So that's an excellent opportunity, not only as a consumer of the product, but also for a website possibility, and then also for a brand new distributor or a brand new business partner, right? Attorneys, 24/7 facilities. What about childcare facilities? What kinds of people do you know that would be interested in this kind of product, that maybe people in your group, right? Your business partners in your Market America organization might have sold these products to these kinds of prospects, right? Again, just to reiterate, you guys, you still sell these products on a one-to-one level, but there are instances where you're selling on a bigger level, on a B2B kind of a level, and that's where these website possibilities are really existing. AutoWorks. This has actually been very popular. This one and the next one I'm going to show you. Think about auto detailers or car dealerships, right? I just bought a new car last week. I got a 2013 Volkswagen Passat, and it's so funny. It was a brand new car, but they still had it detailed for me. And of course, I was thinking to myself, well, they know what I do. They know what I specialize in because they just ran my finances, and they know what I do. So it kind of felt awkward for me to say, oh, but I sell AutoWorks. You know what I mean? Yes, I do have access to this product at wholesale, and I can sell it to them. I'm going to tell you a better way to recommend that product in a little bit. Car dealerships, they use a lot of detailing products. They would be great consumers of this product. Car washes, antique car shows, races, right? You ever go to a NASCAR show? Those people clean their cars like it's their job, because it kind of is their job. But yeah, these are great website possibilities, because again, not only are these small to medium sized business owners going to be great consumers of this product, but they also have a small to medium sized business. So that makes them a website prospect. What about pet health? Think about veterinarians, animal adoption facilities, shelters, pet spas, pet stores. Now, pet stores, just to be very clear, you would not be able to put pet health inside of a pet store unless it was a specific amount of percentage of service based, right? So I'm going to actually give you a real life example at the very end here, so I don't want to ruin it. But we've done that before, but it's because half of their business was retail, the other half of their business was cleaning dogs, and it was grooming, and it was pet sitting and training schools and things like that. What about animal attractions? If you are like me and you live in areas where they have petting zoos and they have farms and things like that, these are great. These are great consumers of this product. And again, they're also really great possibilities for website sales, right? So if you happen to have somebody in your organization that does sell a lot of pet health and that they're dealing with these kinds of prospects, again, how can you guys work together? Right? How can you work together to either get that website sold through that distributor themselves and have them become a web center owner, and then at the very least you're duplicating web centers within your group, or have them to make a referral and get you in there so you can sell the appointment to sell the website, right? Excuse me, guys, I'm so sorry. Val Martin in Enfield, Connecticut, she does an excellent job with this line, and she's been working with veterinarians, and she's an animal lover. She works, and she's an animal advocate, and she's working with this line a lot. And I bet you, again, if she had somebody in her group that was very web center focused, she would be able to make those kinds of referrals. It's just about, first of all, number one, again, identifying where the possibilities exist, and number two, having a simple and easy and natural way to make that recommendation so that you guys can, bounce off of each other. What about Snap, right? Snap. Oh my gosh, this is another really, really big line. So I said AutoWorks was big. Snap is huge because Snap belongs in every small to medium sized business. I don't care what you do, if it's as literal as a residential or commercial cleaning business. That's like the obvious thought that comes to mind of website possibilities that could use Snap. But what about your restaurants or your retail shops or your business offices, right? Your office suites or your schools or your churches or your organizations? How many of those kinds of businesses do you know that clean their facilities, right? Your gyms, your studios, your karate studios. I mean, there's the YMCA. Like, think of all of the places that that might get Snap in there to help take care of their facilities, and then would also in turn be a great website possibility because again, you're not just cleaning a house, you're cleaning an office space, or you're cleaning a church or a community center, right? Motives and personal care. Guys, Motives is a gold mine. Motives, it's just a BV generating machine, and I didn't really realize this. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I didn't really experience this until this year. And we've got some really successful Motives consultants in our organization that move this product like crazy, not only in salons that they're working in, but also just doing fun parties with their prospects, like their girlfriends all getting together to sell the product and try the product on, and then they end up buying stuff. But think about it, makeup and the skincare stuff and the fix line, the hair therapy, the royal spa. There's so many opportunities where these products would be used in a small to medium sized business setting, right? A hair salon, a spa, a resort. I just that place I went to in Vermont. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. It was in Stowe, Vermont, and they had a full spa facility. And when you walked in, they were selling all of these products. For personal care, and they also had all the oils and stuff. But they had the hair products, and I actually got a haircut done at that spa, and they were using all these products. And to me, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is a better product. And so I'm kind of thinking about it from two different angles. I'm thinking about it from a product standpoint, and I'm thinking about it from a website standpoint. And again, we're going to talk about how can you talk about both without sounding like a weirdo, right? Because you don't want to sound crazy. You don't want to sound like a jack of all trades. But really, you do have two awesome opportunities to offer that small business, to offer that spa, right? Your OBGYN. I know that might sound like a surprise, but I went actually, again, maybe this is TMI, but when you go to those places, you see they're not only selling the traditional OB services, but they almost always have a case of products for acne, for skincare, for tightening of the skin. They have rosacea fighting products. They have all these kinds of things, and the reason is because women talk to their OB all about these issues, and and sometimes they're hormonal, sometimes it's digestive, and that so actually your OB or your wife's OB or your girlfriend's OB or your daughter's OB or whomever, they're really great prospects for different lines of products that we have, number one. And again, they're a website prospect as well. Thinking about your nail salons, your estheticians, your massage therapists, your dance and gym studios. Guys, the dance studios are huge. We did a recital, and I let everybody play with my makeup. I made them use their own applicators, and we sold a ton of makeup. And I've got repeat customers from doing that year after year after year. I don't specialize in that. I just let them play with it. But here's the deal: when you get in and you're talking with a dance studio owner and you're talking about all this stuff, how can you offer not only a great makeup line, but also a website for their studio? There's all of these like fine lines to how to massage that conversation to happen in a natural way. Again, we're just talking right now about identifying where the possibilities lie. I'm going to talk to you about what you can say and how you can actually implement getting website appointments and vice versa. Getting the products appointments as well in just a few minutes. Okay, so just bear with me. I want to make sure you really get your memory jogging here, and you're starting to think about all of the possibilities that you actually have. So, health and nutrition line. This is our by far number one line that we have. We've got an incredible isotonics line, ultimate aloe, heart health. I mean, we have prime, we have all kinds of products. I drank a bottle of aloe by myself today because I got sick for the first time in a year. It's just crazy. But again, all of your health and nutrition people that you might be dealing with. Now, some of these might cross pollinate with Nutrimetrics, some of them might not. But think about your gyms, your personal trainers, nutrition consultants. I'm telling you, my mother-in-law actually got diagnosed with, I think she's pre-diabetes, so she had to see a nutrition consultant that owned her own little consulting company, but that was recommended by her doctor to learn how to eat a different kind of diet, a more low glycemic diet to fight her, the adult onset diabetes. That's a small business possibility. Sports organizations, sports clubs, right? Studios, massage therapists, doctors, and health professionals. Again, you're cross pollinating here a little bit with Nutrimetrics. Nutrimetrics, what I love about Nutrimetrics is this. Not only is Nutrimetrics changing the face of healthcare, right? By far, and listen, I love Lauren Sauerbeck, love Brandy. I love what Lauren's doing. I know that they really believe and they can visualize and they have the vision that they're changing the face of healthcare. I know that. But more than that, they're not just changing the wellness industry for the patients, but they're also a solution, a business solution for all of these health professionals, right? It's not just about the healthcare. It's about putting wealth back into those practices that are losing income, right? So you're already if you're a Nutrimetrics consultant, you're already offering, business solutions to your prospects, right? You're already talking to them about ways that they can increase revenue. Is a website not a way that these people on this list can increase their revenue? Would a better website presence not do that for them? Of course it would, right? So when you're talking to your health professionals, NCs, or your chiropractors, or massage therapists, or physical therapists, or family doctor, or pediatrician, cardiologist, endocrinologist, your Nutrimetrics prospects in general, it's very, very easy to then go ahead and talk to them about getting a website as well to represent not only the Nutrimetrics line, but their practice in general. All right, TLS. TLS is another really big one. Actually, I feel like TLS has been one of the most successful in our group anyway, for people to cross-pollinate and get website appointments within the professional prospects that they're dealing with, right? So their gyms, the personal trainers, again, health professionals. Now, this is a little bit different. We've seen TLS classes run in schools and in churches and in organizations, 12-week programs that were offered to help kids and families stay and live in a healthier lifestyle and manage their weight loss, right? Nutrimetrics and TLS also cross pollinate. And I just think we need to take a second here and really look at, not only the places that we're doing business in all these areas. I guarantee you that at least 50% of all of the industries that I have just posted, you're a consumer, a personal consumer of those industries yourself. So you already have direct website possibilities in all these areas, right? But we all have business partners, and if we don't, we're going to have them, right? If you're just getting started, the goal is to have business partners that specialize in all of these areas. And what they're doing is those people, those business partners are building rapport, and they have a relationship with the owners of these businesses. And so we have to figure out how can we leverage that, right? What about shop.com, you guys? Shop.com is a specialty for sure. Sometimes this can be the easiest way to make a transition, right? You're an internet entrepreneur. So all you've got to do is really just identify a few stores that your current clients are currently shopping at, sign them up as a preferred customer, show them how to shop at those specific stores that they care about, and have them download Shop Buddy to keep it simple. Just let it be a conversation starter. And when I'm talking about shop, I'm talking about this being a great way to build share of customer with your existing website client base. So if you don't have existing website clients already, that's fine. But I want you to really understand that shop.com is, in my opinion, the easiest way to build share of customer with your client base as a web center owner. We did an entire webinar on this, so I don't want to get too specific on this because I think it's going to cloud up a little bit about what we're talking about. But just know that there is more information on how you can do that if you just go to mawc411.com and click on training and support and webinars, and I think it's called leveraging the shopping annuity. So I hope that, first of all, that the possibilities are clear in your head right now. Your wheels are turning and you're starting to think, okay, I can see that there really are a lot of possibilities out there that you may or may not have considered already. So what I want to do is I want to tell you what to do with those possibilities, right? How can you get those possibilities to work? How can you leverage the opportunity with salons and spas that people in your group are working with? Well, it really comes down to two different ways, and it has to work both ways. No matter what you're doing in business or in life, really, everything is very cyclic. Everything is in a circular motion, and if you're giving, you need to be getting. If you're getting, you need to be giving. And once you're only doing one part of that, you take yourself out of the circle, and you're no longer part of that motion, right? So, in my opinion, the best way to leverage your business partners is to give and receive, right? So number one, we can work with our business partners and teach them to refer website possibilities to us. So if you have TLS people or you have Nutrimetrics people in your group, which you will have eventually, teach them how to leverage your specialty as a web center owner to build share of customer for themselves, to get websites moved to those business prospects that they're already dealing with. And number two, we can leverage those same partners to help expand distribution with our website client base, right? So we were talking about keeping it, we want to always be expanding distribution, right? We want to make sure that we are building our share of customer, that we don't just sell them a website and leave it there. So if you sell a website to your, animal shelter, and you want to start talking to them about pet products, they're probably not going to be very receptive to hearing about pet products from their web person, right? So how do you then leverage your business partners who your animal shelter would be receptive to learning from? Well, let's talk about that, right? Ideally, your organization will be as diverse as the slides we just saw. We just went through a whole slew of exclusive branded products and even shop.com. And if you don't have the organization that looks like that right now, that needs to be a goal of yours. You want to have people on your left and people on your right that specialize in all of these things so that you guys can work together and have a really synergistic, successful, and strong team, right? You want to have lots of people on either side of your business achieving base 10, which means 10 repeat ordering customers, and 7 strong, and they're all specializing in different areas. You want to teach your partners who are working with small to medium-sized businesses within their specialty on how to refer you for a website appointment. So here's my example. Let's say you have Sue, and this is a real example, by the way. This is not theoretical thing. This actually happened. Sue is a business partner who specializes in TLS, right? She was conducting classes within her local gym, and she had really great relationships. She had really great rapport with the owner of that gym. They were good friends, and the gym owner was like super thrilled with the results from the TLS classes that were being run in that gym. All right. So throughout their conversations, and Sue's, running that 12-week program, and she's doing it multiple times. But throughout their conversations, Sue found out that the gym owner was really, really annoyed and frustrated because he couldn't update his website to reflect the new classes. And it wasn't just the TLS classes that he wanted to add to his website. He also started adding other things like Zumba was added, and I think a few other like aerobic style exercise classes. And he was like, I just want to update my website and I can't do it. Right? So at that point, Sue is an unfranchised owner who specializes in TLS, and she's been running successful TLS classes in this gym. And she just found out that the gym owner is having website issues, right? So she has two choices. She can either, number one, become a website owner, a web center owner herself, and use the referral approach and say, Tim, here's the deal. You know me, I don't specialize in websites, but the company I work with, they do have an entire division of website specialists. They might be able to help you with that. If you want, I can get an appointment, right? She can use the referral approach herself as a web center owner who specializes in TLS, and she can set the website appointment with the product specialist. The product specialist would then sell the website for Sue, and Sue would earn the retail profit and the BV, and that's one option that she has, right? But if Sue is not interested in that as an option, she has a second option. She can then turn around and make a referral for the owner to talk to you. She can say, Tim, I specialize in what I specialize in, but I do have a business associate that might be able to help you. If you want, I can have them give you a call and they can set up an appointment with you so you can get your information, that there some more information and get your questions answered. Would you be interested in a referral? And Tim would say, of course I'd be interested in a referral, Sue, because I love what you're doing in my gym. And if you recommend someone, I'd be happy to hear from that person and see what they have to offer. Right? Those are the two options that Sue is faced with. But here's the good news, you guys. Whether Sue chooses to go with option one and become a web center owner herself, or whether she chooses to give you the referral, it doesn't matter, because either way is great. The new website can be sold with a simple referral, and you've either gotten a website sale for yourself because that referral went through you, or at the worst case scenario, which is a great scenario, you've duplicated the web center program inside of your organization, and you've gotten somebody that specializes in TLS to now become a successful web center owner as well. Can you see how easy that is, right? And how important it is to educate the distributors in our organizations on these possibilities. And the choices that they have to take advantage of these opportunities. All right. A couple of rules. When you're working with your business partners, and when you sell a website that was a referral from a non-web center owner distributor in your organization, right? Like, so for example, if you are the web center owner and Sue had went with option two and you're the one that sold the website to Sue's gym, here's what I recommend you do. Number one, I recommend that you do the ethical thing and you place the BV in your organization where Sue's going to actually benefit from it, right? Sue gave you a great referral for a website lead, and so you should put the BV in a place where Sue's gonna have the benefit of enjoying that BV as well. And number two, I would also give Sue a referrals fee to thank her for the referral. And so I get this question a lot. I have somebody in my group and they want to sell a website and they want to use my web center because they're, specializing in motives, but they have this salon and the salon needs a website. What do I do? And, a lot of times the distributor that's the non-web center owner will ask you, well, can I have the retail profit? And the answer is no. Because if they want to enjoy the retail profit and they want to use your web center, that's not allowed. It's your web center. You're the one that is a web center owner. You're the one that is, absorbing the cost to be a web center owner. And you're the one that is going to be processing that sale. So if they want to enjoy 100%, retail profit, their choice is to get a web center themselves. If they want to just give you the referral and have you make the website sale, then it's perfectly acceptable to give out a referral fee. I recommend $100. It's simple. It's a nice chunk of change, and it's usually not more than 10% of your retail profit. And it's what I would give anybody that gave me a referral. So I don't care if you're Joe Schmo off the street and you gave me a website referral. I always give a referral fee to say thank you, because I want to incentivize people to give me more referrals. So I just tell my distributors, that's great. Thank you for the referral. Your choice was to become a web center owner or make the referral. So what I will do is I will place that website sale BV in a place where you're going to get the BV, and I will give you a $100 referral fee. All right. So moving on to building share of customer, right? We just talked about how do you teach a distributor that comes across a website possibility to give you a referral. Well, what about the other way around, right? What about when you are in the gym, right? Let's say you're the one that sold the gym a website, and you find out that they're looking for a weight loss management system, right? You can't then say, I know I just sold you a website, but actually I'm going to talk to you about weight loss right now. Because again, that might not be understood very well from your website client. It might be kind of translating in a negative way, actually. So what you want to do is you want to teach your business partners to give you referrals and then give them back, right? So you want to leverage them in the same way. So sometimes when you're working with a website client, it feels extremely weird and awkward to recommend a product line that is so vastly different than the service you just provided them. And this is where leveraging your business partner is going to come into play, right? Of course, if you use the referral approach in the first place, and you want to say, well, actually, I do specialize in something else, that's fine too. And let me just be clear about that. If you sold the website to your gym saying, I specialize in weight loss management, but I do, the company I work with has an entire division of professionals that might be able to help you. In that scenario, it's perfectly acceptable for you to then go ahead and continue the conversation with the gym and say, so let's talk about weight loss management and some possibilities for getting our program into your gym. That's a perfectly acceptable conversation to have with a gym in that situation. But if you were specializing in web centers and then you're going to go ahead and talk about weight loss management systems, it can be extremely awkward, and I don't recommend that you do it. Instead, I recommend that you use the simple sales approach with products. And what I mean by that is you simply apply that same simple sales approach that we use for web centers when we first get started to recommending other products with your website clients. So if your gym owner is looking for a weight loss management system and you've specialized in web centers, you could simply say, this is obviously not an area I specialize in. You know me, I just recommended a website solution. That's what I specialize in. But I do have a business partner. Her name is Sue, and she runs TLS classes. And TLS is an entire weight loss management program. It teaches all about eating and sleeping and drinking and supplementing and exercise. And it might be a really great addition to what you're doing. It sounds like a lot like what you're looking for. If you'd like, I can maybe set up an appointment for Sue to come in and tell you a little bit more about it, right? So all I've done is edified Sue, right? And Sue's in my team. And now I don't have to be the jack of all trades, the master of none, and I can still benefit from getting the BV for the products that get moved through that gym through my website client. Does that make sense, you guys? So I just asked a question and I can't hear any responses. So let me give you a very specific example of when we've recently just done this. This is a recent example. So your website client, your web center owner, and your website client owns a pet grooming business, right? They have a store, but the majority of what they do is pet grooming. They even do pet nail manicures and all kinds of things like that, right? So you've sold them a website as a major, and you want to talk to them about products that we have for pet care, but you don't want to sound weird, right? You don't want to sound like that jack of all trades, master of none. So the solution is, it's so simple. It's the simple sales approach, right? You edify one of your MA business partners and you set up an appointment with them to learn more about the product. It's the exact same thing that we teach new web center owners to do. So what I did with this company, it's a great, adorable little website, by the way. I just love how that came out. Is I just said, hey, Dave, like, here's the deal. Like, it sounds like you guys have all these, great things going on. One of my business associates actually specializes in a whole line of not only pet care, but also pet health and nutrition. And I was just thinking about you. So if you want, I can actually maybe get them on the phone or get them to set up an appointment with you and talk about it. It sounds like something you might be interested in. So let me know. And we got the conversation started. And then we went ahead and we booked that appointment. And then that, went from one thing to the next. And now there's pet care going through one of my website clients. And I'm not the one that had to do it. Again, I got to do that in a totally natural way. It felt good. It felt organic. I felt like me. And that's important, because the second you start building this business and you don't feel like yourself and you feel like you're kind of putting on a front, you're not going to have any success. You're not going to see any of the results that you want because you're not being yourself. And you are really great at being you. So you should be you. All right. So it all boils down to this, you guys. It's as simple as teamwork. Remember, you're just not in business alone. And website possibilities exist in our Market America business partners' businesses, right? They're all specializing in all kinds of great things. And they're dealing with really great possibilities for website leads. And so it's important to teach them how to make those referrals. And it's important to have them open to accepting referrals from you, right? So when you're ready to talk to your website clients about new possibilities, you have somebody in your corner that you can recommend, right? We're building two solid sales organizations, and we want those organizations to be incredibly diverse. We want to have people that can specialize. So again, if you're not there yet, that's okay. But this is something that you should be working toward, right? BV is good. I shouldn't have to say that again. But BV is awesome, right? BV is good. That's what we get paid on, group business volume, which is awesome. So if you're getting a referral, if you're giving a referral of, that pet care, for example, like in a traditional business model, if I was the website, which I was, if I sold a website and I had the opportunity to then build share of customer and sell products, a traditional business would never, ever, 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 give that pet product sale away, because they wouldn't benefit from the sale. But in our business, we don't have to be like that, right? Because we're not in business alone. It's okay to go ahead and leverage our business partners and bring in other people that specialize in other things, to build share of customer with our own clients. And the reason is because BV is good, because we all get paid on the same BV. BV flows up 100%. So by me bringing in somebody else to bring in the pet care line into my website client's business, I didn't lose anything. I didn't have to sacrifice any volume. I just shared business with my group, and we all benefit, right? The more you can learn to work together to build upon the solid relationships and the loyal relationships that you already have within all of your customers, for yourself as a web center owner, and with other people with whatever they're specializing in, everybody wins. Stop trying to do everything yourself and just be normal, and give your business partners referrals. Edify them. Teach them how to give you referrals and how to edify you. And you're going to find that there's a ton of website possibilities and there's a ton of product possibilities right in front of your face. It's awesome. So guys, thank you so much. I know that was a lot of information tonight. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is take questions. I will see you, by the way, again on the third week of June.